a youth political activist. So the very idea of us gathering here shows that sending Gotabaya home has not changed anything. Like, it was just the beginning of the Aragalaya. That this entire system needs to be changed, and the government continues to use the word terrorism to show or to put us in this frame as the instigators of violence, the people who want to destabilize the country without listening to the demands. They have used the PTA to put Vasanta, Siridamatero, and Hassan into a dark room for the past 43 days. For what? Like, what is their crime? For empowering the youth? For empowering the people? For showing them that they have the rights, that they can exercise the rights that have been granted by the constitution? The only people that we see that is terrorizing anyone is the state itself. It's the Ranil Rajapaksa regime that's terrorizing the people, because they need to stop calling the Aragala Karuvo as some sort of an entity that came from another planet. The Aragalaya started within the people. The people rose up. It is the people that finally took a stand. So listen to the demands. And now, as if the PTA was not enough to oppress, to continue their corruption, to continue their mismanagement, they are now introducing the Rehabilitation Bureau. With an open interpretation. I know personally, I know activists, people, communities that fought the PTA and demanded the people to listen, to stop the PTA, yet the majority of the population refused to do so. Probably because they did not have an understanding of what the PTA did, how detrimental it was on the human rights and the fundamental rights of the people. But now we have come to another crossroad, which is the Rehabilitation Bureau. It is an open interpretation to say that anyone, it can be someone who was actively taking part in the Aragalaya, it can be one of us who's sitting here, it can be someone in the media, it can be someone who's watching this video right now. If you are to criticize the state, it is up to the state to openly interpret you as a terrorist, that you need to be rehabilitated, that you are an extremist, that is a threat to the society. This will be a major tool that will be used to shut off any and every opposition that will have to this, not just this government, to any government that will come afterwards. This is basically openly destroying the people's right to speak, the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech. And I ask the international community, the foreign missions that are here, how can you go for cocktail parties? How can you have food festivals with the same regime when you cannot even confront them with this basic, this destruction of the fundamental rights that is happening in broad daylight? How are you okay with it? Where does your foreign policy stand? Where does your policy on human rights and fundamental rights stand? This, if I am not fighting, personally not fighting for an Aragalaya so that I can live in a country that is almost the same as North Korea. I am fighting for a free and independent country where the people can enjoy their liberties. If you do not step up and speak up against this, if you do not start speaking up against the oppression that is happening every day, we are only second to Iraq when it comes to the disappearances, the forced disappearances and arbitrary arrests. How are we to keep our chin up and say with pride that we are Sri Lankan? So step up, step out there, and we demand the parliament to uphold the constitution. Your responsibility is to uphold the constitution and be accountable for the people of this country. We will not stop this. And if Ranil Rajapaksa thinks that by introducing these flowery things like the Rehabilitation Bureau just to keep us shut, keep the people silenced, you're wrong. We did not start this because we were scared of anyone. The people did not stand up because they were scared of the politicians. So uphold the constitution, protect our fundamental rights. If not, we, the people, will rise again. If we could send a lion home, a wolf is nobody.